Okay, so let's dive into this wild story. It's about a birthday wish that goes wrong, or maybe, just maybe, it goes unexpectedly right. It all starts with the party and somehow ends up centuries in the past, all thanks to, you guessed it, a simple glass of water.
So, what if your birthday wish for a soulmate actually came true, but in the completely wrong century? That's exactly what happens to our main character, Pavir. See, she's at her birthday party and her friends are joking around, wishing for her to finally meet the one. But what starts as a simple joke, well, it kicks off a totally reality-bending accident.
All right, so picture this. It's 2014, just a regular birthday party. Pager's hanging out with her friends. But then she takes a sip of water and something impossible starts to happen. I mean, she literally starts getting pulled into her drinking glass. Her friends are just standing there, jaws on the floor, totally shocked. And before they can even process what's happening, poof, she vanishes, sucked right into the glass like it's a portal. So Payer wakes up, totally confused, and finds herself somewhere that looks old, like really old, straight out of a history book. She's alone, she's scared, but then she sees a familiar face. It's someone who looks exactly like her best friend Fa. So she thinks, okay, maybe I'm not totally lost. But the welcome she gets, yeah, it is definitely not what she was expecting.
Talk about a tale of two Fas. On one hand, you have Payer's expectation, her casual, modern-day friend. But the reality? She runs up for a hug and is met with screaming and servants being ordered to seize her. Yeah, this is not her friend. This is an angry, demanding aristocrat from Thailand's Ratanaka era, and she is absolutely not happy about this strange intruder who just popped into existence.
So Paoyer eventually figures out she's in the past and meets this doppelganger of her friend. And you have to hear this woman's name. It's Mai Nang Fa Saraswati Sai Rasami Anand Mantra. I mean, come on. It's so ridiculously long that even she gets tired of saying it and just has her servants rattle it off for her. That's some next-level aristocracy right there. At this point, Pager is completely desperate. She's alone, in the wrong century. What do you do? Well, she does what any of us might do in a moment of sheer panic. She looks up at the sky, finds the first star she sees, and just makes this heartfelt plea for help. She's begging for this aristocrat to believe her and help her get home. And you know what? It works. A magical star appears and actually grants her wish. The aristocrat is now on her side. But there's always a but, right? Here's the catch. Paoyer has to find the exact glass she traveled through before midnight. If she doesn't, she's stuck in the past forever. So now we've got this high-stakes quest, and a public announcement brings 5 different men forward, each one claiming they have her portal home. All right, so first up we have suitor number 1, the singer. His strategy, he's going to try and win her over with a song, and he's brought a pretty fancy glass with him. So he serenades her and presents this big jewel-encrusted glass. Payer, being practical, just tries to get sucked back into it, and nope. Nothing. Total failure. So that's attempt number 1. Down. On to the next. Okay, next up, we've got suitor number 2, the artist. He figures maybe a more visual approach is what's needed here. His big idea is to draw her portrait on a hand-drawn mirror. You gotta give him points for creativity, I guess. But trying to get sucked into a drawing of a mirror? Yeah, that's not gonna work. Another failure, and the clock is definitely ticking. All right, suitor number 3, the poet. This guy tries to charm her with some poetry and, of all things, a classic fairy tale object. He whips out a glass slipper. Now Paneer has to explain that she came through head first, not feet first. But she's so desperate at this point, she actually tries putting it on her head. Of course, it doesn't work. We're now 0 for 3. Okay, get ready for a total change of pace. Suitor number 4 is a beatboxer. He starts beatboxing, which you can imagine is pretty shocking. But the glass he's holding, it looks really, really familiar. I mean, it looks almost exactly like the one from her party. This has to be it, right? Her hopes are through the roof. She tries it, and nothing. Another epic failure. At this point, it feels like all hope is lost. And then
one last person steps up.
And this is where things change. The fifth guy, Petch, says, "Hey, I'm not here to compete with them. I just wanted to sing a song for the lady." He's not in it for the prize. He just wants to sing for her.
So Petch starts singing, and a servant brings them some drinks. And as they both reach for the exact same, totally ordinary glass of water, their hands touch. And in that little moment, that spark, they both realize something amazing about that simple glass. And there it is. This is it. This is the glass I was looking for, the one that will take me home. After all that searching, all the fancy suitors, the answer wasn't some jewel-encrusted thing. It was this plain, simple cup that appeared by chance. Her way home is literally in her hands. And then, the biggest twist of all. She's so overcome with emotion. You know, the relief of finding her way home mixed with this intense romantic moment with Petch, that she just crushes the glass in her hand. Her only way back to her own time is now in a million pieces on the floor. So, what happens now? What do you do when your only way home is destroyed? This is the turning point of the whole story. The quest is over. It failed. But right there, in that moment of total loss, a new path opens up. Petch's response is just perfect. She's upset, saying she has her reasons to leave, and he just says, "You have your reasons, I have my heart." He's essentially telling her that while she might have a logical reason to go, his heart is a pretty powerful reason for her to stay. And you can just see it click for power. She realizes she's lost her way back, sure, but she's also found something else entirely, something maybe even better. So the story doesn't end with her going back to the future. It ends with her choosing to start a new life and a new love, right there, all sealed with one last song from Petch. So that leaves us with this final question, doesn't it? Is finding where you belong actually better than finding your way back? I mean, she started the day wanting a soulmate, and in the weirdest way possible, she got her wish. It kind of makes you think that maybe the best journeys aren't about getting back to where you started, but about discovering where you were supposed to be all along.